Hello, everyone. We're here.
Good evening.
We are here. We made it
We made it this week.
this week.
Yes. All right.
Yeah. Hopefully you can all hear me on this. Where are we?
Give us a thumbs up if you can.
You should be hearing us now. Hopefully, we'll just wait. Let somebody. Yep, no sound. Yes, that was my error.
Been out of practice for a couple of weeks.
Yes, it is. Deb, let's dive in because there's a lot of people that have been jumping into the messages. So hello to you all.
Yep. So we've got sound now. Have you checked that?
Let me check. Have we got sound? I'm thinking we have sound. Just let me check on the phone.
Check
we
that.
do. Check. We do. Look, I can work. Echo. Okay, right. So let's jump into some hellos. We've got Alison on tonight. She was the first one to jump into the chat. So
hey, Alison.
Make sure you do jump in and say hello. Patrick, you made it to one. Yes, welcome along. We are doing okay. Yes, post Cyclone. It's been a very long week.
2 weeks.
We've a long 2 weeks. Yeah, we're both have been involved in that space in different capacities in our work. I've got a little bit of a head cold at the moment.
Yeah, sorry, I might have passed that on.
You in the middle of it, but
that's his fault for cuddling up to me at night.
But but yeah, a little bit run down. But it's been a big couple of weeks, and big shout out to everyone that is out there on the ground still trying to get communities restored with power and everything else. It's
yeah. Apart from a few leaks around, we were very lucky. We were at our house. So, but I just want to, before you get into this, I just.
Sorry, I pressed the button and broke something for a moment.
Anyway,
we're back.
But yes, no, it all the love and support that you guys have been messaging us almost daily, checking in, so much appreciated. Thank you so much for that.
We've done well out of it. Ultimately, I think compared to a lot of people, there are a lot of people that have lost their homes, so our heart goes out to them. But yeah, look, Alfred, we'll get into how he impacted our last cruise as well in a moment. We'll continue with the hellos.
Yes.
So we've got Tolson, Casey and Tolson there tonight. Hello. We've got Noni
and Rowan
as well. Wow, what an adventure you've had, and we'll
touch on that in a minute too.
Touch on that in a minute. Joanne's here. Hello.
Hey, Joe.
And who else out there's Rowan. Oh, look, our good friends Rob and Al are here. G'day, Rob and Al.
Hey, guys.
And then we've also got the BG Travelers.
Chris and Janelle. Hey, guys.
Good to see you guys on board. Hello, Sue. We've got Peter's on board again.
Yes. I'm going to dive into this goodbye P&O in a moment.
Yes. And Valerie, hello. And we've got
that's Jogan. Hi, Anita.
Anita, hello. Cruise Case fam, hello, Amy. Welcome along. So yeah, guys, look, I do apologize. I am a little bit down on the energy levels today. As mentioned, it's been a very long week. Just with the type of work that I do, and
not been home a lot.
Haven't been home a lot, but we're going to power through this. Yes. We're going to try and make this fun for you, and we're going to talk a little bit about and give you a bit of a preview to some videos that we will publish at some point in the near future from the last cruise. I'm probably going to edit them a bit differently to normal because they're I ended up having to do quite a lot of work while I was on board.
Yeah, sorry for the no videos in. Oh God, I think this has been one of our longest stints ever with no videos. Just there's been no time for us to do any of that stuff. So bear with us. We will try and make some time.
I want to dive in. I want to show these guys up front.
Oh my gosh.
The so we before what we endured a little bit. So for those of you who have never been on a cyclone during a cruise or a significant weather event,
in a cyclone,
in a cyclone,
this was my third.
Yeah, I know.
My third cyclone.
Starting to get worried about cruising with her because she's been chasing one of these for a long time.
I have.
Excuse me for a minute. I just realised we've got too much light. There we go. Now the background looks nicer. You can't see all the mess.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So, yeah, like the seas got up, and so
they didn't just get up; they got up a lot.
So I'm actually gonna turn. I don't know how much volume I've got here, but have a look at this. So we're in on level 5 on Pacific Encounter the other week.
So think of your water level is normally down around like deck 2. This was literally
I filmed this. My apologies. I filmed this from our cabin window.
Yeah, so 5.
Yeah, on deck 5.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it was actually it would come up and splash on our window. So it was look, I know a lot of people have just said you're crazy. That is just ridiculous. I'm never going on a cruise if that's what it does.
Yeah.
I found it mesmerizing. I would just literally sit and stare at that sea.
Look at this. So Amy used to do some cruise work at Gulf of Mexico, Hurricane Katrina. That would have been insane. That would have been a seriously scary one.
Absolutely.
Wow. So yeah, like but it can be mesmerizing.
I mean, this was the best cyclone I've been in. So I've had them where the waves have come over the top of the ship. This one didn't do that. So we did do the dip and rise and sidewards. Like a few times the alarms were going off and the tilt.
Yep.
So you'd see all the staff come out and, quickly check that we weren't tilting too far. Do we have to close decks? But most decks were left open.
Rob has a good video from up the front of the ship as well that he's put up on the Rob and Ellie channel. So if you get a chance, go and check that out.
Yeah, I think I watched that, and I think I have a similar video, but we're just behind. Sorry.
Very behind. Work had to come first, and family safety and community safety had to come first in the last few weeks.
Yeah, 100%. So, that weekend was obviously the lead into the cyclone. So this was all the pre stuff. Now, just to talk on that, so P&O were actually very, very smart, and they put a pilot on board before we actually even left the port.
Yeah.
So when they closed the port, the only reason they closed it was because it wasn't safe enough to put a pilot on board with us. But because we had one, that's why we were granted access to actually come in on our normal docking day on the
Monday or Tuesday. I can't remember what
day. So that's how we were actually allowed. We were very lucky because, we needed to be back. So.
Yeah. So we actually had less interruption than a lot of other cruises around this time because we did have the pilot on board. We could get in. The ship could then get back out. So they did a very quick turnaround that day. And then from there, that trip got extended because the cyclone was running up and down the coast and doing pirouettes and constantly auditioning for Dancing with the Stars.
Didn't it ever?
Or as somebody else pointed out to me, maybe it was trying to be the new version of the breakdancer.
There's so many memes out there. It's not funny with that at the moment.
So it was interesting. It definitely was a great move having that pilot on board.
Otherwise, we would have been out there.
We would have been stuck out there. That's exactly right. And anyway, they did that. The next trip got extended, but that also and there was impacts with Luminosa. There was impacts with Quantum.
Yep.
And I know that we've got Rowan and Noni in the chat tonight, and that was an interesting one for Quantum because it got stuck in and had to extend its trip as well, and that meant that some people ended up getting off in Noumea and trying to find alternate ways home. It also meant that there were others that had an extended trip on the on Quantum.
And that was, we were actually meant to be on that one. So we were meant to get on that Friday during that cyclone period. So we had already made the call before we were even told.
Yeah, we made the call before we even got off Encounter.
Yeah, we couldn't get on board that one anyway, but it was cancelled. So they've done full refunds and onboard credits and things like that for future.
Yep.
And I think then, they just docked. Have they docked yet?
Yes.
Yes.
I think so.
Not sure.
But Queen Anne completely bypassed Brisbane.
And we
passed Queen Anne, and she kept chugging on past, going straight up to Early. Norwegian was supposed to come into Brisbane. They missed out as well on coming to Brisbane. So yeah, look, there's been a lot of impact at the ports in the last few weeks.
Has been.
Tulsa was saying it happened on Adventure as well, but we got tail of the Cyclone. Yeah.
I thought he was calling you Cyclone Matt there for a moment. I read that completely differently. Sorry.
In terms of, I'm just going to come back to this question here. There were rumors of shortages of alcohol.
Yes.
So let's actually dive into this. Because there was a lot of leading in sort of, they're running out of this, they're running out of that. And look, so this was the 90s cruise. This was the third last cruise out of Brisbane that P&O were doing. It was a weekend cruise, so that's why we were, we thought we'd take that opportunity to jump on and sort of do our goodbye to P&O. And look, we got on the cruise, and I only really drank for one day. I didn't have a lot, but I know, like, when I came out with you, or when we caught up with Rob and Ali and stuff, there was no.
Oh, look, I think there was the only thing we came across. I mean, like, everyone's experience is going to be different on this, but there were certain bars that said, "Oh, sorry, no, I don't have any," like, say, Sav Blanc, but because it was just that bar. So there was other bars that still had it, and by the next night they'd gone and replenished, and they were getting people to run around. I know there were some people who said that there were certain beers or whatever that had run out, but we didn't find that there was a mass shortage.
Yeah, like, it's not like you couldn't get a drink.
No, I mean, it just depends. If you've got a specific type and you couldn't get that, okay. But to be honest, like, it's a drink. Find something else.
Yeah, that's yeah. Look, I mean, we all have our favorites, whether it's our favorite cocktail or whatever, but or favorite beer and that sort of thing. And so, look, there were some times, I know when I went to get you a wine at some point at one of the bars, there was I couldn't get it. They only had sparkling. They didn't have the Pinot Grigio, but then an hour later they'd restocked and they had it.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, they've got there may have been a shortage on the previous cruise, and Rob points this out because there was the joke at the morning trivia. Yeah,
they did actually make that comment that there was a big shortage the one before, so maybe they just restocked a little bit, and maybe it was just.
Look, and I understand from a commercial point of view. I do understand that the cruise line they're starting to manage their stocks before the changeover to Carnival. And we saw this to an extent even with the New Year's cruise when we were away over the New Year break. Even on that cruise, they were trying. You'd ask for a particular gin, and they'd say, "Oh, well, do you want to try this one?" And they would try and push certain ones that they were trying to get out the door. So
anyway, it wasn't a major drama for us.
No.
I'm sorry if it was for you. Put it that way.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just Amy, double check any questions here.
Amy said friends jumped bars, but they were missing a lot of basic spirits. It was very low on Adventure.
Okay.
Yep.
And that was only a couple of weeks ago.
That was the week before we jumped on board.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
True.
This is very true.
This is true. Yeah, there was a lot less in the way of the tap beers. They were more into the canned beers. So
you found your tap beer though, Rob.
Most of the time. Not always. Not always.
No?
No.
Oh, okay, I can't remember. Yep, fair enough.
A lot's happened in the last 10 or 12 days.
My brain might not be computing completely.
All right, so questions. Let's Rowan's got a comment here. With our cruise on Quantum, Captain made the right call. We're staying out to New Caledonia where the seas were calm. There were multiple medical emergencies.
Yeah, we
heard that there were quite a few.
Yeah, so hopefully those people are okay.
Yeah. So
never nice to have a medical emergency.
Never, no, not at all. But yes, I think you got an extra port day in New Caledonia as well. Shame that Villa's not up and running at the moment still, but and that's still probably going to be a while. Let's jump over quickly. I'm going to bring something else up now. So one of the questions we are seeing is, where is Pacific Encounter at the moment? So we jump over here.
Yeah, so we know that because it got the extended stay out at sea, they ended up cancelling the last 7-day cruise that it was meant to do. There was talk that they were going to shorten it and do like a 4-dayer, but they ended up cancelling that last one. So it arrived in port yesterday, and now it's back out at sea. So what we have found out is that it does need to actually be in port on Saturday because it's got to pick up all the contractors to go to Melbourne on the ship. So at the moment, they're having a 4-day out to sea.
Yeah, up off the Fraser Coast area at the moment, or just shy of the Fraser Coast. So you can see Fraser Islands up here.
Yeah, so no passengers on board.
There's Brisbane, Moreton Bay Marine Park down there. So they'll be back into Brisbane on, did you say Saturday?
Yeah, they'll come back in on Saturday and pick up all the contractors and then cruise to Melbourne to do all their wet dock to do the change to Carnival. So it is a shame that it didn't get its last voyage. Like, I know that there was probably so many people who were devastated and upset because they booked it being the last one. So that's just such a shame. I mean, that's the weather.
Yeah, it is. It is. So Joe asks what wet dock is Encounter going to? And yeah, it is going to Melbourne. So both ships are heading down to Melbourne for wet dock. They'll leave with contractors on board. Encounter from Brisbane, Adventure from Sydney, with contractors on board, and they will undergo their wet dock down there. And then starting next year in February, March, you've got Encounter going into dry dock in Singapore. And then the following year in 27, Adventure going into dry dock.
That's it. So it's a long process, but at least, I mean, they've got another 4 days, I guess, right now to get things done.
They do indeed. Amy from Cruise Craze Fam says she's going to be stalking the ships down there.
Yep.
We want regular updates, Amy. Let us know what they're doing.
That's it. Go down and get some photos for us.
And what have we got? No, he says they're going to get 2 extra port days, Mystery Island and Noumea, but then we had the medical emergency, so I only got Noumea.
Shame. I mean, shame for the passengers, but bigger shame for the people who had the medical emergencies. That's how I always see it.
Yeah.
Like, you might be impacted a little bit, but think about how impacted these medical emergency people are. So that's how I look at it anyway.
That's it. Joanne says, let's get some cruises to Melbourne. Yep. So at this stage, Adventure is booked in for, I think, 3 weeks at this stage. But yeah, like, you just really got to be hammering that the state government down there to look at what they're doing with port fees, etc.
Yeah.
Rob and Amy are looking at
Rob and Amy.
Oh. Rob and Ali are looking at one for Amy's birthday in 27. That would be one heck of a party, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
And what have we got here? Val says, we're off on our first Trans-Pacific in April on Quantum. Best advice for the ports. Valerie, so first thing I would say is go and check out our videos.
There's a whole 19 of them.
Yeah, so we because we did the Trans-Pacific in October. And had a mental blank for a moment there. And send us the details, Amy, just quickly on that cruise, and we'll come and have a look. But yeah, Valerie, sorry, we have a whole bunch of videos up. From my memory, looking at your itinerary, you're doing, I know in French Polynesia, I think it was Tahiti or Papeete and Moorea, and then going up to Hawaii. I think there was New Zealand. I think you were doing Auckland. I can't remember what the other stop or stops
Is it
were.
not the same as coming back?
It's not. It wasn't from memory.
Right.
It wasn't identical.
Okay.
And I'm just going off the top of my head at the moment.
Yep.
So, Valerie, Papeete or Tahiti, I would say try and pre-book. My advice would be try and do the East and West Coast highlights tours. The East Coast was good. The West Coast one is apparently a lot better, but together they make a really good value bundle. In Moorea, look for the company Moorea Explorer.
Absolutely amazing, and lots of different tours that they've got. We had a brilliant time.
Absolutely brilliant time.
So we have a whole video on that one.
When
so.
we no affiliation, no nothing. We simply just found it was an amazing experience. So we really enjoyed that with them.
Yeah,
and we booked through them. We did the day out to the atoll area and did the reef snorkeling, and had all the experiences there with the stingrays and the sharks and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And you had the opportunity to eat there, and then I went and did the inland tour as well.
But look, message us if you've got any other questions. More than happy to try and answer those for you.
Yeah.
All right. So back to what is there any other questions we need to address first?
I'm not seeing any questions. Who's got questions tonight? Let's get some questions going in the comments.
There's a bunch there. Just got to keep up with.
Ask some questions, guys. I know we're a bit flat tonight.
Yes, there is a lot.
You got sharks in Brisbane rivers now, apparently. Amy, we've always had sharks in the Brisbane River and the Gold Coast canals. They just get a little more aggressive when the rains come.
Good question, though. Good question. So I think with the farewell, can anyone, they may have actually seen, like Pacific Adventure had like full fireworks in Sydney and stuff like that.
Did it?
For the farewell. I read that somewhere. Does anyone else can confirm if they saw that?
News was a blur last week.
Yeah, I know.
Let's have a look. We do have a couple of questions coming in though. Thoughts about the deck changes?
What does that mean?
What do you mean, Rob? Deck changes? Not sure.
Not sure.
How long are they in dock? So about 2 to 3 weeks. So Joanne, the ship's encounters due back in Brisbane on the 29th of March for its first departure.
Yes, correct.
So are we able to do our 3-day quantum before it leaves, seeing as though the last one was cancelled? No, we're not going to be able to fit, and outside of anything we've already got sort of sorted. It's a busy time of the year, so if we
they're not reissuing an extra.
Yeah, they're not slipping an extra one on, unfortunately. So the deck plans. Yeah, let's walk through the deck plans for Carnival Encounter and pull these up quickly. Wind a ship. Let's keep talking, Deb. People
okay. Here we go. Sorry, I'm just going to skip while Matt looks this up. There were fireworks and a fireboat spraying water behind the ship. See, that's what I was hoping that Encounter would get to do.
Yeah, definitely.
It's so sad that it didn't get its send off. But anyway, it's all in part of our hearts.
It is indeed.
And that's actually something that I was going to put out there while you're doing this. I'm just going to actually talk about this. My first ever P&O cruise was in December of 2007 on Pacific Sun. But actually was a Cyclone. My first ever cruise was a Cyclone. Didn't know how sick we were going to get. We all got violently ill. I've now learned, and I've never actually been seasick since, because I've learned what works for me as well. But yeah, really keen to hear everyone just pop in the comments. What was your first P&O? Let's see how far back we can go. Whether we go back
That's a
to
good one.
like
Yeah, let's
the
put that out there.
Fair Star
the fun ship.
Yeah. I do know some people who did go on that one.
There's plenty out there.
But just, yeah, really keen to see how far back we can go.
Okay.
But let's go back to you for a second.
Let's go back to me. I'm important. Looks like they're keeping the bottom of the store on the counter. Well, yes, they are. So, oh, hang on. Let me do this another way. I'm going to...
God, there was a point where Matt wasn't going to be here tonight.
I was going to make Deb do all this by herself.
There is no way known to man I could have done this.
Okay, so here is the Carnival Encounter deck plan. So let's start at the very beginning. At the bottom, with deck 5. So we've got the level up arcade is still there, Lily's is still there, Charlie's Bar is still there, Avalon Cafe. Not a lot of changes here at the moment in terms of naming of restaurants. And then you can see on deck 6, Bonded Store still exists. Marquee Theatre has not been renamed, or at this stage. This stage. The Dream Studio. Okay, so here's where we start to get our first thing, the Fun Shop. So
yeah, okay.
Rebranding
like
the shop,
squad.
the Fun Squad. That Carnival Fun theme on deck 6 is starting to come in.
They're leaving their main restaurants with their same names at this stage.
Angelo's is here as well. Just see Kim mentioning let's throw that question up. Looks like the cabin categories have changed, so we'll be just see if that affects current bookies. Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. We'll kind of just go through the features first and then sort of see what else we've got. Yeah, the fun shops coming in here. And then we've got the box office is staying again, Marquee Theatre, no changes. Piano Bar. So here we go. So we thought this was going to happen. So the Blue Room, this is where we are. On deck 7, the Blue Room is becoming the Piano Bar. That makes sense. Trattoria's staying as is. And then Black Circus is also staying as is. So you can see also at the end there on deck 6, Dragon Lady is staying. And then let's just zoom back out now. No changes really in terms of cabins or anything.
Won't be any changes there
at this stage. Let's zoom back in a little bit. Pizzeria's staying, pool bar's staying, Luke's Burger Bar's staying, the Lido Pool's still there.
New Zealand Ice Cream still have the contract
for the ice cream bar at the moment.
At the moment, so that will stay on there.
Now this interests me. So here up on deck, the pantry is still being called the pantry. So I don't know. Let us know in the comments what you thought about that, because for me, this was this was something I thought was going to be an obvious rebrand in terms of the Lido marketplace.
Yeah, so maybe they're just not for this wet dock, and it's going to be more of a subtle entrance. And then once they go to dry dock, that's when they get it all done.
They're
just doing a soft launch.
Yeah,
is what I would put it as.
That's it. But I still thought this would have been one of the
I understand why you would say that.
It just seemed like a reasonably obvious one. But perhaps not. We knew they were keeping the Byron Beach Club. We knew that was happening. You can see the Cloud9 Spa branding coming in there on the spa area. We've got Bondi coming in.
Is that normally?
Oh, the Bondi Room? No, that's there. That's
right.
Yeah, Bondi Room. That's what that one is. Skybar's staying as branded. The rebranding for the kids stuff with the Club O2 and Circle C. So we're getting those younger kids, that sort of nursery aged.
Yeah.
In there. Edge Adventure Park we knew was staying. Altitude Nightclub we knew was staying.
Yeah, all right. So not a huge amount of changes at this stage. So
what I'm curious about is where they're putting the Byron mini suites. So it's interesting because if you look here now, so the Byron accommodations are the BYs. So this was something, if you still wanted to maintain access to the Byron Beach Club, you had to, we were told they still had to do a Byron suite booking to do that. So this is this purple color here. That's usually on deck 9. So sort of got a chunk of them along. It looks like maybe that's that purple along this front section here. So
yeah, I guess you just jump in there if that's what you want to have a look at in particular.
Yeah, so a little bit of a shuffle. These front balcony ones as well, which we quite like, 8201, 8203, etc.
That actually was just one of the best cabins. I think it was the balcony that just drew us in. If you haven't seen that video, we did do a whole tour and review on that cabin.
This 8A category.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, it will be interesting. Now, I want to pick up on a comment from Kim. She says, looks like the categories have changed, so it will be interesting to see what that does with the current bookings. We have been told current bookings won't be impacted. There's been plenty of communications on that. Aside from a cost perspective anyway, you will get an update with all the details on how to log in, how to do your check-ins, all that sort of thing in the future.
I've seen emails come through to us, but I just haven't had a chance.
No, last week we've been a little bit busy. So all right, let's move on to some other questions or comments. Noni, we have been in touch with some staff on Quantum as well, and we've heard similar things. And in fact, our last Quantum cruise, we did have a senior officer give a cheeky greet and say, "Watch this space," when I asked if Quantum would be returning. At this stage, there's still a few questions about whether it's going to be Quantum or whether it's going to be Navigator.
Yes.
We'll know more in the near future.
Yeah. So like your staff, yes. Hopefully if they stay with Royal, that they will be putting a ship with us.
Yeah. Patrick's asking, with Carnival, will they have the dancing in main dining room? I don't know much about Carnival, but that was one of the things that stuck with me when researching.
They did have it on the Carnival.
They had it on Splendor.
Yes. With the mariachi.
Yeah, the mariachi
things.
costumes.
I'm just thinking of the costumes when they're flipping their arms around and dancing up on the tables and stuff like that. Different to what we get on like Royal and P&O.
Yeah, like I've always enjoyed the staff getting out and having a boogie on the floor in the restaurant, doing the swirling of the napkins and having fun.
So I'm assuming that it'll continue.
Yeah, look, but I wasn't a fan of the Carnival way. I thought the costume thing looked really tacky every night.
You just thought everything was
No. It was just, there were some things that really just did. When we were doing the 10 and 10, look, we'll have to work through that. The Cyclone blew up the plans a little bit, but we'll see what we can do.
Yeah. Might not be 10 and 10 anymore.
Robin L say it's a Carnival thing, so assuming they will. Yeah, look, I think they will. Most brands have some sort of dance thing they do in the restaurants. So Joe, be honest, Matt, you don't like Carnival. No, I have committed to doing Carnival again.
Do you think, Joe? Do you really think he doesn't like it?
That trip on that ship.
It just was not a great trip.
It was for me, it was the ship.
Yeah.
It's sometimes you can go to a resort and you will love it and your partner might not. that's just what it was. Like that trip didn't gel with me. So I'm not shutting Carnival out of this. I will be back on Carnival ships.
Gosh, no, not at all.
You know, and
just don't paint everything dark. That's all I ask.
But you do know my secret, Joanne. Yes, Royal fan. I am, but I'm also a P&O fan.
We are massive P&O fans as well. So it feels like we've been saying it a lot lately that it's just like a home. What?
No, that's all right.
Oh, you're laughing at something.
Yeah.
No, I get on board that encounter ship and it is home.
So the P&O ships have always been fun for us. We're doing back-to-back on Ovation, BG Travelers. Do you know, guys, whether they'll relocate your luggage to the next cabin? My understanding is that that they will. There's been some feedback in Brisbane with Quantum that they don't. They insist you get off with your baggage, but in Sydney we have seen the reports that they will just transfer it for you. So that's
wait and see.
I think it's a bit of a wait and see. You generally will get advice on that pretty quickly once you get on board, guys. So when I think your next cruise is Saturday, so when you get on board, just go and check out with guest services. Cruise Crazed Fam. Sorry, but Splendor feels like home for you. Yeah, look, and different ships do to different people. That's exactly what I'm saying. So,
and maybe if we cruised on it regularly, it would become a home. Like Encounter did for us.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, he's not counting it out forever.
Not counting it out. I will go on Splendor with you one day, Amy. I'll make the commitment. She can try and show me the good sides of it. She can help me get past the
challenge. There we go.
All right.
Despite
Cruise Crazed Fam can help me get past the decor issues I have with Carnival Splendor.
But yeah, I see that that Rowan's loyal to Royal. That's us. Yes. Yeah, we get it.
Yeah.
So yeah, shame we missed seeing you guys last week as well on the changeover.
Yes, yeah, it is. It has been a very interrupted week, and you guys have had your challenges to catch up on as well.
Glad you're home safe.
Yeah, we are. Now, guys, look, we are a bit flat tonight. I do want to. I've got some more photos to show. Let's show a couple more photos, Deb. Let's show a couple of photos.
Our faces don't mean much.
No. Where are we? Let me find. Oh, I forgot to download it. Oops. Let's share this one.
Hey.
Let's share this one. They haven't seen it yet. Hang on.
Oh, sorry. I'm ahead. So this was us on the 90s icon night. So we decided, the four of us with Rob and Al, that we would all be Matrix.
Oops. Hang on.
Oh, no. Is it not showing?
Oh, I've lost my button.
Oh, find your button.
I broke it tonight. There we go.
Look at you.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, that was a fun night. And it wasn't just the four of us. It was Ali's parents and their kids as well. We all did Matrix, so it was nice and simple. Like we always talk about theme nights, like how to make it simple.
Yeah, that was a really how to make it simple costume, but it worked out really cool. Rob made an awesome Morpheus. He was a very cool Morpheus.
Did a good job. What other photos have you got?
So and then
our last P&O cruise.
This is just some photos we had from the catch-ups that we did. We had
Megan and Stacey, yeah.
Well, we had to reschedule the catch-up, right? Because
we did.
Because we were doing the meetup and then the ship was delayed.
So we didn't get our sail away, unfortunately.
We didn't get a sail away party. Yep. So we had to
and unfortunately, because a lot of people didn't have the internet, so we couldn't actually get the message out to everybody. But there was a bunch of people that did turn up, and it was so good to catch up and have a chat with them all. So, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
That just reminds me how fun it was.
So, we got to meet quite a few people, which was awesome. And then this was just before we left. We were quite looking reasonably fresh, but by the end we were pretty shattered. I wasn't particular. I had square eyes from looking at the screen working. We had all the usual sort of parties, the dance parties in the Encounter Bar, the 90s Icons night up on the
Yeah,
deck.
it held off the rain for that one, so that was good. We had a couple of different. What did we have the first night? It was just a all things 90, wasn't it? I think the first one.
Yeah. I don't have the photos here, unfortunately.
You haven't had a chance to download anything yet.
Yeah, this is
Oh.
those waves. I know the camera really didn't do it justice in terms of
didn't.
The drops and how much the waves were there. So
there was a lot of seasick people. I did see a message earlier saying, was there a lot of people sick? Yes, there was. But I think that we've learned, although you actually didn't take a thing.
No.
I always do. No matter, even if it's calm seas, I take seasickness tablets. This was me out on the last day. I tell you what, I was hanging on to one railing and trying to take this photo because I was getting blown around massively. But I had to go out there one more time and have a look at it. But while this was happening, there was a lot of banging happening in behind.
Yeah, so they've already started work, haven't they? Getting ready.
Yeah. I don't know what they're doing, I think there's been the speculation, are they just going to plop the carnival over the top, or are they going to take that down?
Yeah, no, I think that'll get sort of taken down, but they're already putting the framework up for the new signage. So
yes, I was woken up a couple of mornings with this banging, so I'm assuming it might have been that.
Yeah, doing things like that.
So there was work happening. All right.
Patrick says, glad to see Edge Adventure Park staying. Can you try some of them? Yeah, look, Patrick, we've had a go at a couple of the things. Our son Noah's had a go at a few of the things as well. And yeah, they've been we did the P&O, the Titanic experience.
Oh, sorry.
And stuff. So we've done a couple of things.
Actually, yes. And I have done water slides before.
Yeah. So
we didn't have the water slides on this cruise, unfortunately.
No, they closed them because of I was hoping to get one more slide down there. But yeah, I'll be able to do it again. I just wanted a P&O get one. Carnival. Yeah. So that's just a couple of photos anyway.
Excuse me.
Guys, we might wrap the live show. Got to do the bridge walk. Yes, definitely want to. I want to do the bridge walk on Adventure though in Sydney Harbour. And because I think that would be just iconic, having those views and doing the
I get
the bridge walk.
100%.
Bernard is off on Royal Princess on Sunday, first Princess cruise. Have we been on Princess before? No, we haven't, but we have a Princess cruise coming up in a couple of months.
Yes. Yeah, we do indeed. So you can let us know before how you thought it was. So it's definitely one that we wanted to try. I think we've said it before. So many people say, oh, it's an old people's cruise. But we've got so many people that we've met and friends who swear by it, and they're in their 20s, 30s, 40s. So
well, one of our best friends is about 30, or he's 32 now, not quite 32, and he's been all through his 20s. He loves Princess.
Absolutely. So we're actually really keen to try that, and we're on with Amy from Cruise Coast Fam as well.
Yep, we're on a 2-nighter with Amy.
We're finally going to get a cruise together.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that'll be a lot of fun. We're going to show Princess how to party, apparently. So Amy tells us. What happens to staff on both these cruise lines?
So what we're hearing is most of the staff are staying. Like whatever their contracts currently are being just held over.
Yeah, so they're just going through normal contract rotation.
Yeah, like there's no change to that. It's like every contract that they do, once they get near to the end, they've got to apply to get back on to any ship. And they can be moved around multiple places. But in general, everyone, so like between now and the next, 3 or 4 weeks, it's not like they're going to go, hoit, see you later, P&O staff, here's Carnival.
Yeah.
They'll just be going through training on different aspects of how they maybe like to do it. But
so we have spoken to staff that have decided to stay on with Carnival, that have decided to leave. We know staff that are staying with staying on, but have been allocated like for their next contract and they're going to other ships in the Carnival fleet around the world.
Yeah.
Some are going to other ships within Australia. So whether it's Splendor or Adventure. So there's really quite a lot of mix. This actually provides a lot more opportunity for some of these cruise staff to travel and work outside of Australia.
Yeah.
So look, yeah, there will be some changes to the faces, but I think, you know, overall it should be positive. Most of the people we were speaking to were fairly positive about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I was having a laugh because there's just a bit of a running joke between Amy and I that there's this whole dance off that's gonna happen.
Oh,
Amy,
geez.
you're gonna smash me. Like, seriously, there is no dance off.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll put Matt up against you. I don't know if we need to video that one.
Do we need no videos? No videos. Patrick says the bridge walk and the flying frogs are on his list for the P&O
awesome.
Edge Pass. Excellent. Or Carnival Edge Pass now.
Yeah. Just Edge Pass?
Edge Pass. Yeah, have a go at it. You'll love it. Bring It On. Okay, I'll go and get the video out and start the DVD out and watch Bring It On and get my cheerleading dance moves going. I'll bring the pom-poms.
Okay, this is just going to be hilarious.
Should be a lot of fun. So,
anyway, we
Noni, we'll see. Noni's just asking when the next cruise is. We're just working through logistics at the moment, Noni, obviously with the changes with the cyclone and heavy workload and things like that, and we will be letting everyone know in due course.
Yes.
Thanks for your videos, Dev and Matt. Because of you, I'm going my first cruise next Sunday on Ovation, then Quantum in April, and Anthem in November. Wow. Enjoy.
Look at you go. You not only just booked one.
Hang on. Next Saturday, as in like Saturday the 15th of March or Saturday the 22nd of March. Send us a message via Facebook or Instagram and let us know about that.
But no, I'm just...
And then Quantum in April.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you've gone from no cruises to booking multiples. I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. That's
very cool. Very cool. If you've got any questions in the meantime, 22nd. Okay. Cool bananas. Well, make sure you send us a message. I think our friends, the BG Travelers, are going to be on that cruise.
Yes, they are. They're doing the back-to-back.
That's part of their back-to-back.
Yeah, so they're doing the 22nd for, I think it's a two-nighter.
Two-nighter?
One. So that's actually a really good one for your first one to just have a trial.
Yep.
So I'm sure you'll get hooked.
They are up here. Where are they? So just, check out these guys here, the BG Travelers. And go and have check of their channel. They did a great video about a week or two ago, sort of introducing themselves. So definitely be sure to check them out. Lovely couple. Look forward to cruising and catching up with them soon. Joanne is on Quantum on Friday.
Hey,
yeah, that's cool as well. Look, we're going to try. We've got some content to catch up on. We've got
so much to catch up on.
There's a couple of cruises that we've got to I've got to start getting back into editing for, and they will all start to drop hopefully from this weekend. So
see how we go.
We'll see how we go, but because I'm a bit blurry. I don't even know if I got the last Quantum cruise out with everything that's been going on. So
no.
So we will start to get videos out later this week. Anyway, I do apologize, everyone. It has been a
Please stick with us. You know, it's unfortunately. I mean, sometimes that it's not unfortunately because it is what we do, and we love what we do in our workspace, and it just took us away for a little while, and that's what happens.
Yep.
So
sure does.
We will catch up at some point.
If you've got any questions or anything you'd like us to cover in an upcoming video or our next live streams, please make sure you either put it in the comments below or send us a message on Facebook or Instagram.
Yes.
We love hearing from you. We'll do our best to get back to you as quick as we can. We will be catching up on all the Facebook comments from the last week or two as well over the coming week.
And all the comments on YouTube. I've been trying to keep up a little bit. Matt has not even touched it, hasn't looked at it. So apologies if I haven't responded to you as yet, but I will try and do that. over the next sort of week or so, hopefully, if things just to start to calm down in life a little bit.
Yeah. As we get a grip on life again, we will be getting back into this. We'll be bringing you some great content. But again, if you've got any questions, we will that you'd like us to cover, or topics you'd like us to cover in an upcoming video, by all means, send us a message. We'll see what we can do for you. It's been a lot of fun hanging out with you tonight.
Thanks for all joining us.
It's been great having a chat.
Yes, it actually feels like a semi-normal-ish moment.
This is nice to be a little bit normal after a couple of weeks of chaos.
Yes.
We will see you in the next video, guys. Good night.
Good night, guys.